Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com. This is the chart, the full moon, 13th of January 2025. It's set for London and it's at 22:26:51 seconds. And the rising sign, I use whole signs to represent the houses, is Libra, but only just. However, the south node is there, and the nodes of the moon are a cycle of roughly 18 and a half, 19 years, and they go through opposites every 19 months, roughly. And they are now changing sign. They move backwards through the zodiac. So they are now moving to the south node in Libra, the north node in Aries, and then they will move back to the south node in Virgo and the north node in Pisces. So this is happening over the next few weeks. But let's look at this full moon. It is extreme in the terms of the moon is close to Mars. And in a very positive relationship, all those blue lines are positive. It's in an incredibly positive flow to Neptune, compassion in Pisces, its own sign. And Neptune this year, 2025, will be touching into Aries. There's a lot of big changes occurring in 2025. But here we have the nebulous Neptune, the ocean, god of the ocean, to do with oneness and feeling that what is happening in the world right now is part of all of us. And I cannot do this presentation without, of course, mentioning the horror of those fires in Los Angeles. It doesn't matter how old, young, rich, poor you are, to see your home burnt down is mind-blowing. And in my own life, I have had the experience of a fire, but it didn't touch me in a negative way. However, I do know that it can happen to people. And what impressed me so much was how lost people felt, how many memories are lost. And the moon in Cancer, with Mars in Cancer, is absolutely all about memories. It's about family. So the moon is what we call strong. It loves the sign of Cancer. But Mars is not at all strong there. Mars is weak. So it is very important that the feelings, the anger that has to be there as well, is grief, huge grief, and that's Neptune in Pisces. We've also got Venus in that night sky. You might have seen Venus setting as an evening star right now, very, very bright, very visible in Pisces, and it's moving towards Saturn. And that's a good combination, I believe, of commitment. Saturn wants commitment very much. And the goddess energy is Venus, bringing that compassionate, unconditional love. We now have Mercury in Capricorn. It's been in Sagittarius and it's been retrograde like forever, but it's not now, luckily. And Capricorn is a sign that Mercury is good in. So it's good because it's governed by Saturn in turn. The other powerful combination, there's so much in this chart, is the Sun itself in an absolutely exact trine within minutes of Uranus, the planet of change. And that is change that can be, of course, forced upon us. And that's obviously what is happening out there in Los Angeles. But also it can be intuition. It can be thinking outside the box. It can be, great inventions. That's very much a Uranian quality. And so we have that with the Sun itself, leadership. I'm praying for that positive leadership. And I don't know if you watched it, but the eulogy given by President Biden for his former friend, Jimmy Carter, a president, and the word he kept using was the word character. This Jimmy Carter had such character, such devotion to being of service to others. And I encourage you to watch it. It's 10 minutes, but it's very powerful in that context. And of course, especially when you look at what's happening in America right now and the leadership or lack of. So the nodes of the moon in your chart connect to the past lives, the south node, north node, your destiny, where you're meant to be heading. And the Mercury energy is also connecting up there to Uranus. It is, albeit not in an easy way. But if I look at the planets and their relationships and the graph on the left, I can see a lot of that wonderful blue flow of energy. Sure, we have still got, and it's still continuing, Jupiter square Saturn. They are complete opposites. Jupiter wants faith, it wants abundance, things grow, they expand with Jupiter's energy. It's governed, it's Sagittarius, this is quality, and Pisces. And Saturn is the opposite. It's about limitations. It's about reality. And I have been watching the news about Los Angeles, and some houses are still standing because the owner has taken, I think, the Getty Museum. It's huge. They took huge precautions in protecting it. And that is what Saturn does. It creates those boundaries. It creates that huge protection. And it is the ringed planet. You must watch and know astrology and astronomy. And I know with the advent of the sun, only last night, it was with Jupiter. You can see Jupiter in the night sky. It's only like a little dot, but it is there, it's visible. Mars is visible, it's a red planet. And Venus, extremely interesting, very easy to see, Venus, because it is so bright. It's the brightest object in the night sky, apart from the moon. So our connection with the universe, our connection with the heavens, with that we are living on this planet, and the real deep understanding of what is going on. And I know that there's been an absolute outpouring of people helping, which is Mars in Cancer, helping others who've lost everything. Yeah, it's incomprehensible, isn't it? That you lose everything, your whole neighborhood, everything you've loved, you've known for years, your family, all of those memories. But now's the time for us all to create new bonds, new memories. And a phrase that came to me the other day, friends helping friends. And friendship comes from Uranus, astrologically, groups of people, and also Pluto in Aquarius right now. So I leave you on that note of reaching out your heart, your mind. If you can want to make a donation, of course, but it's truly having those connections. And I've noticed, musicians, the power of music. Bon Jovi, his song is "Make Me a Memory." I think he's a Cancerian. How many people have Tom Hanks is a Cancerian? It would be vastly, hugely, deeply emotional to witness what is going on right now in that part of the world. Not to forget, of course, there are other parts of the world that are under huge strain and stress and loss. But through that, Jupiter, I want for us to focus on the positive of Jupiter and especially of Uranus to bring in new, fresh ideas. Thank you for watching. Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com.